Well, welcome back, and I'm glad we made it to the end of the journey. Did you watch all the videos? Welcome to the very last videos and kind of my final thoughts on this whole series. I want to thank you so much again for spending your time and your hard-earned money on this product. I hope you had as much fun working with this material as I had creating it. This was probably the most involved Made Easy product I've made to date, and I'm super excited to be bringing it to you, and I really do appreciate your support and the time you spent with it. There's a lot of material here, as you guys probably already know. If you're watching this at the end of the series, you'll know that you spent a lot of time and a lot of hours. There's a lot of content here. So I just want to give you, again, a couple of tips to kind of just, to remind you of as you maybe go back and watch this series a second or third time. And the first tip is do just that. These courses and all my Made Easy series, especially this one, really wasn't designed for you to absorb it all in one sitting or over a couple of days. At the end of this series, it's about nearly 15 hours long, and that's a lot of material with a lot of content. And it's designed for you to really use as more of a reference tool, kind of a reference guide for you to go back to after you watched it once. Maybe you take a couple of weeks off and try to apply what you remember or what you may have written down and taken notes to your projects, and then come back and watch it again. 2-3 months down the road, come back and watch it again. And skip around and go to the different sections that you feel you may need more clarification on or more help with. That's the way these Made Easy series are really designed. It's really designed for you to watch more than once. So that would be my first tip. My second tip for you, again, depending on where you are as far as your analog style plugins in your toolbox, if you're someone that already has a ton of different plugins, even if some of them are not the ones you saw in this series, but maybe you have some other analog vintage style plugins, again, all the concepts and all the techniques should apply to any of the plugins. If you're someone who's just starting out with analog style plugins, again, I urge you to go out and check out, the Slate Digital stuff in particular, because you can get them really affordable. You can get a lot of great plugins at a very affordable price, and we used a lot of them throughout this mix. Again, Waves, once again, all the Universal Audio plugins that you saw me use, 90% of them, Waves makes the same kind of plugin. Check out the Chris Lord-Alge series, the CLA series. Check out the Jack Joseph Puig series. You'll get the Pultex and the Fairchilds and all of that. And so keep your eye on those as well. And if you really want to make an investment in your studio for a more long-term approach, again, check out Universal Audio, because I still feel at the end of the day they have the best sounding plugins. And as I've said many times throughout this series, it doesn't tax your CPU because everything is running off of the Universal Audio hardware system, which is more of an investment up front, but it can grow with you as your studio grows. So you may want to go out and check out and demo all these plugins. Every plugin that you've seen today, you can demo for up to 14 days in some cases, 30 days in other cases, where you can play around with these plugins. And once again, try not to get hung up on having the same exact plugins that I have. That really doesn't matter. Again, try to find something that fits in the same category. But this series gave you an inside look on how I think about setting up our virtual analog studio. And really, the plugin itself isn't as important as the way you set it up. And meaning that you have your tape machines across all your tracks, you're using the same channel strip across all your tracks, and then you're using the select pieces of hardware to kind of sprinkle around the mix at the end. Parallel compression is huge to an analog style or sounding mix, and then using some of the saturators on the master bus like we took a look at in the last section. All of those things added up, small doses of everything along the way as an accumulative effect add up to a mix that sounds like your old records that you're used to hearing and kind of the way it was done in a real analog studio. It's never going to be dead on exact sounding. Comparing the plugins to the hardware and all that stuff almost really doesn't matter. It has the vibe and the feel, and that is the most important thing. So once again, if you have any questions about anything you saw in this series, you can always email me at info@homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Again, that's info@homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Email me there if you have any questions, and I can try to help you along the way. But again, watch this several times, and hopefully all the information will eventually sink in, and you'll start to use some of these concepts and some of these techniques into your mixes, even if you don't use everything that I do. But if you take away some things that you feel will work in your workflow, that's what's more important, or the most important. And then lastly, if you want to have even further training around mixing and getting your mixing chops even better than what we're able to do in this series, You can always go check out the rest of my Made Easy product line. There's Mixing Made Easy Volume 1, Volume 2. There's also 12 quick mixes that are released each month throughout the year. Again, more mixing training. You've received 2 free quick mixes along with this product as well. So not only do you have the audio files for this session that we worked on together, but you also have 2 quick mix products absolutely free to help you with your mixing. But if you even want to go further, if you even want more training and have more interaction with me, you may want to check out learningtomix.com. That's a mixing membership website where we have a community of like-minded home recording musicians and aspiring audio engineers that are trying to get better at the craft of mixing, and we're all working together in a collaborative way. Again, that's learningtomix.com. Go check that out as well. So until the next Made Easy series, I've been David Vignola with homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for taking the time and having your trust in me to help you with your training. And I hope to see you in the next series. And until next time, take care.